We greet you again from the Arrowhead Pond in Anaheim, California. It's scheduled for 12 rounds. It's our main event. Thought he had, only to have the fight stopped. We saw him go in against Pinckney. His boxing gets with corner people and people who can.
Fine record stands at 18 wins, only 1 defeat, with a record of 22 wins, 7 losses, and 1 draw. Marquez and Mingo.
Okay, toques de manos, buena suerte, good luck.
Good luck, sir. He is measured up just fine, thank you. And this is again another test. Mingo
going up the ladder, and it's not always an easy thing. And Mingo's a veteran.
Grew up a lot. As Nacho Beristain to win the fight. We had that one up in Tahoe. Caesar's Tahoe. Marquez was knocked down for the first time in his career, and he lost his first fight ever, and since then, anything to say about it will provide a very tough test for the young fighter here today.
He lost both of his outings in 1996. So he's hoping this year, obviously.
Gold and black. And we'll be back to see about that, and that Mingo got the decision between the first and second round, and that is they were cautioning him about his right to first. Nice exchange. So put your foot out there, go to your left, throw left hands.
A lot of movement, and he doesn't have a lot of head movement here either so far. And
because he can really fight if you're standing right there in front of him. He doesn't have
decision in that one. He's been the distance with some other good fighters and fights.
13 knockouts, so he's got plenty of sock. And a Mingo
guy, he's reaching up when he throws his punches. And it
in the black and the red, that's Juan Manuel Marquez here tonight.
He's spending much of this round, Marquez is, Tom.
And among his other attributes, has got his fight. I mean, there have been no big punches, and Marty Stein, who you mentioned, who I believe now, Tom, is really up among the top. Truly a great rapport with his fighters, and they with he. And we'll find out just how far along he is.
Yeah, Nacho doesn't. Marquez really went to school in the second round there, Tom. That was just a study hall round. Now, how do you feel about him? Well, he's a pretty good prospect.
Yeah, close on one another. Why it would appear that Mingo is even taller.
Barometer. Marquez usually gets better as the fight.
2 pretty good shots. Might be as good as 2 punches we've seen.
Breaks down his style, slowly dissects it, and figures out what he
is in the black, trimmed in red. And your comments about he gets
a couple of steps, he definitely caught his attention. Probably the best single punch of the fight so far.
As you watch, maybe you can envision the label. Mingo is the taller of the 2 men in the black
and boxing organization, so it'll be a North American title for the winner Tire, and has given up the title, and so Chico Castillo is going to get a chance. Has been awarded a world title fight, so we're happy to announce that round because of it. He looks a little bit shaken by that strong right. Yeah, he's trying everything, but Mingo, as we mentioned, is a veteran who's seen a lot. Mingo's going to need to get busier.
Got nailed with the right hand in here that he's going to survive. There's the bell indeed, but it indicates again, Rich.
And it's going to be a right following the left jab, and boy, that really
snuck in behind it, didn't it?
Yes, it
Classic
did.
style. Up they come for round number.
Good fighter though, and well respected is Alex Montiel, and it's going to be.
And if not, why do join us. They're in for a great Tejedor with the left hand. That was just a. Marquez trying to cut the ring off on Mingo.
Plans to promote maybe 30, 32 fights. Marquez twice now in this round has tried to sneak that.
In and scores with the left, not once but twice. Coming to a close.
Right.
The old fool me once, shame on you, fool me. So shut up. Marquez 50-45, meaning he won. In fact, I've been watching him here sitting alongside as you have.
That sounds like a big one-sided blowout, Tom, but really only one.
Were thrown and neither one of them landed, and I would think you would have to.
Unusual style with his left hand, Tom. He holds his left hand out further than most fighters.
Which he's trying to do here. He's landed
almost out there, almost punching, but it's just kind of.
But he has had great success fighting for foreign boxing and become that right hand, the one that jolted Mingo a couple of rounds ago. And
it's very respectful. It's people like Marco Antonio Barrera and of course
Chiquita Gonzalez has retired, unfortunately. Red is Juan Manuel Marquez at stake tonight's corner. Rich, get out there and get busy.
Well, I think they realize that he has not
to go 12 rounds.
Mingo's utilizing.
Marty Denkin, the referee, went over to Mingo's corner between
Problems to him. And if you go out there and let's go mono.
Goes into that fake and move. And of course, the quick to recover. And now he and Marquez up considerably here in this 3-minute stanza.
A little more savvy now, Tom. And I think he's...
I don't know why I singled Marquez out. A lot to go from South Carolina.
Scored beforehand. A little bit of swelling under his right eye.
Making Marquez miss repeatedly. There's the bell, and that's the end of round number 7.
And beat the shit out of you with the right hand.
Think about it. Everything he said is correct. Mingo has, for 6 rounds, hitting you with right hands right straight up the middle. And Mingo quiet and peaceful. Has been right-handed. They're fighting a southpaw with Marquez and trying to do as his corner, but so far neither one have been effective for him.
Yeah, but when you got a...
Sitting right down here talking about it, than getting into the ring. And he can box. His credentials say he can.
You know, Mingo is 34 years old, and he kind of...
There's the bell, and that brings us to the end of round 8. Meet again in April. That should be a classic. Out they come for round 1. Mingo, cast eye. 20. Excuse me. He has a total.
Mingo's never been a hard puncher. I mean, he's gotten by on his guile. Get started, and it doesn't happen. Next round, I'll get started, and it doesn't happen. And you're...
The man has been down. Marquez finding Mingo a little easy. The same thing, and I know you do too. Feel as though Marquez.
I think Marquez senses a little something here.
The nose of Mingo.
Mingo appears to be...
Now Marty Denkin wants the doctor to check Mingo's...
Mingo looking a little bit jaded in the face. Look at that combination by Marquez.
In point of fact, with the doctors there, told him one more round if you don't for 12. And we'll see if Mingo... comes in the fight. If indeed this is the last round, well, somewhere... Marquez caught him with a right hand. And
his jab's been pretty much missing all night, but he's been trying.
Quieting thing to any fighter. Mingo suddenly looks as though he has really been in a fight. Both eyes way back and missed the 10th round, but for the outfit certainly.
I know he doesn't want to be wild and sloppy, and he's been learning more and more technique.
Round is coming to a close, less than half a minute. Now is against Marquez. We'll follow Mingo back to his corner. And
You want to go on or not? Period.
And of course, bleeding. So it's all.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout has been stopped at the end of round number 10. Juan Manuel Marquez.
Mark was told that he was a left-hander. He trained for a right-handed and still was able to beat him.